It had been only a day. Since the incident, Colt had put guards up at the entrance, not necessarily to stop anyone from coming out, but to make sure they didn't slip into the crowd. We didn't know if these people were trustworthy. We could only imagine what they had been through. And from the door, it didn't look like it was their choice. Colt had called a council meeting immediately of all the past leaders, made up of Alpha, Marshall, Ben, Henry, Scroll, Abel, Shepnir, Abira, Firefly, and myself, telling of the findings we had come across. We were all in agreement. We wanted to help anyone that wanted help to transition to the outside. But what if they didn't want to? Or perhaps were wanting a battle? Would we just seal them in once again, perhaps splitting families? And how would we make contact with them? Would we go down once more into their realm, perhaps falling into a trap? Or would we wait for them to come to us? Or would they? It was a lot we were discussing. Scroll took Abel. He wanted to look far back as he could into the past scrolls to see if he could come across anything he may have misunderstood in the past. One of the few water people who had come was now a guard. He came to us calmly. "Excuse me, Your Majesty, a man is here to see you." Colt was not used to the wording of Your Majesty. He was more accustomed to Stallion, but he knew that had ended. "Thank you, Riptide. Who is it?" We thought at first maybe someone from the underground Riptide walked into the room more as Colt continued drawing out the areas we had entered, mapping out what we could of the area. "This man says his name is Chain. He has brought gifts for the new king." So we all looked to Riptide. Colt's hand paused for just a moment. "Take him to the finest guest room. I will greet him there." "As you say." Riptide turned and left. "What is he doing here?" I asked. I was expecting he would come eventually any time a new leader is appointed. He tends to start friendship relations with them, and he couldn't have come at a better time. Abira looked to us. "Chain has been a dear friend to the kingdom for many years. Secrets are passed down the chain links. Perhaps he will know of the people. That is my hope." I looked to Abira. "I don't know exactly how it all works, but can he tell Colt? I mean, his job is to keep secrets, right?" Abira let out a breath. "You are right, my dear. Normally secrets are only given if asked about by the leader of the area. If a new leader takes over, such as a birth or in battle, he will not tell of the land's secrets to the new one unless they ask of it specifically. That is why the secrets are kept between him and the other links." "Other links? Are there others?" Abira continued to explain. "You see, Vida, the links are those of the past. A new chain is chosen for his capabilities in memories. As a child, he follows the chain link as an apprentice till it is his or her turn to take over the secrets." I was surprised. I had met Chain before. "Really? I never saw Chain with anyone." I almost whispered. "And you wouldn't—" "Chains teach their apprentices to the way of silence in the shadows. It is rare that you will see the apprentice, but I guarantee you that they are very much there and listening to every word said. But that being said, Colt, why did you decide to see him in a guest room?" "Chain and I go far back. I know his apprentice, and I thought it best to talk to them privately at first, then we shall all speak together." Abira slightly, with a proud look to his eyes, spoke. "It is new getting accustomed to not being the one to greet those to the kingdom myself, but I trust in your reasonings, son." "Thank you, father." Marshall looked to Colt. "I believe I have said all I can on the matters. I am afraid I will be taking up much-needed room and not much of help. With your leave, I shall go with Sleipnir to stand by the entrance as extra precaution." "Yes, that would be of great help, but you are always needed. Never think otherwise. Thank you, father. Brother, I can rest in knowing you are there." They both bowed their heads slightly and left the room. Firefly and Abira excused themselves next, followed by others. That left Ben and Henry. Ben seemed rather bored with the conversation. "Why was I called up for this meeting? Seems a waste of my time." Colt looked to Ben. "I thought being the elder of the old stallions, you may have some input." Ben crossed his arms. When has it ever been the case that a stallion would ask a past stallion anything? I'm no longer a stallion, but the king. "Then act like it, boy. Straighten your thoughts. These people want a leader, not leaders. If you don't give them what they want, then they will find it elsewhere. This place is new and thriving, so they are patient, but wait for the first sign of trouble, and they will be trouble." Mark my words, so you better get yourself in order." "Anything else?" Colt smirked slightly.